Hazel Ray.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just want to get the levels. Hazel Ray's joined us in the studio. We're talking about her new music that's coming up, her journey, of course, musically over the last 18 months, and I guess, well, dare I say it, the future. Hazel, nice to catch up with you, get you in the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Busy, so no problems whatsoever. Busy as a bee, which is great to see. Mm-hmm. It's been a tough 18 months for all musicians right around the world, for that matter, let alone here in Gippsland and Victoria itself. How have you gone through?
Well, I pretty much, Corona is sort of what pushed me out into the world, I find. Being at home and, I don't know, I just felt the heaviness of what was going on, and that's where the songwriting started hitting me hard, and then it just sort of evolved from there. Okay, now I need to go out and share this music, but it's like in a pandemic. When does that happen?
So what's been done before when it comes to breaking into the industry, and you probably have a system, or there is a system in place where you can go down this direction or this direction here, but then with the lockdowns and stuff like that, as you're trying to break in and really solidify your place in the music industry and grow as well, how has that changed?
I think for me, being so early on in the career part of it, in releasing music and getting my songs out there, I'm finding the more I get out there, the more I'm found, if that makes sense. Yeah. So it's just getting in the studio, recording good songs, working with great producers, and that's sort of the avenue I'm going. Find the Light and Afraid to Die were recorded with Chris Gale and Liam Gather, and then A Bad Thing and River were recorded in Byron Bay with Jeff Wright. He's sensational, and you would hear the difference between the 4 tracks that I have out now, and then the next song after this that will be coming out is even different again.
Let's talk about your music, and how did you get involved?
Started playing piano at 13, wrote my first song at 16 called Heaven. It was a really deep song questioning, the point of where we go when we pass. I had a really strong connection with my pa. He was a drummer, but he passed away when I was 10. I sort of performed a bit through when I was 18, into my 20s, and then I just had that little voice in my head that was like, no, you're not good enough. I get back to my journals, I read through them, and all it was is, I just want to be on stage, I just want to be sharing my music, and I'm like, why can't I? And I just looked at what's happened in the world in the past, how long are we now, 18 months, nearly 2 years, and my days are so precious, that why not do them with something that I love, not Monday-itis. I don't get that anymore. I just get up, I play some tunes or come down and see you.
Oh, that's what it's about. And we're thankful that you're here in the studio. And you mentioned there was that moment there where I'm not good enough. I can't do this. When did you know that you're good enough? When did you know that it's like, yeah, I can do this?
I'm just so grateful that I look on my Spotify for artists now just to see where I'm being played in the world. That's ridiculous to even say. That someone like little old me starts a music career last year, I get to be played all over the world, and whoever can find me, and that's I feel like I've made it already.
As well. Let's go on to some of your music as well. I've been having a listen during this week. River and Afraid to Die and things like that, and of course new music, A Bad Thing.
Yes.
Well, which is hello. What's going on there with A Bad Thing?
Nah. Yeah, I know. Look. A lot of people would be like, have asked me, what's the juicy story behind the song? And the sad thing is there is no juicy story.
Hang on, time out. Because a lot of your music is personal.
It is.
So is this one that's come out of thin air, or there has to be a line, doesn't there? There has to be an angle.
And so it's really for anyone out there that's been affected by that or been hurt by love. And I think that so many people, whether it be male or female, will resonate with that song. In terms of a juicy scoop, or there's nothing really to tell.
And is that what your music's about as well? Is to get to people in the soul? Because sometimes there's the dancing and the bopping and all that sort of stuff, but there's a little bit more meaningfulness to your music.
Totally. Like, I'm a lyric person. If you listen to it, A River, for example, like, such an interesting song.
Isn't it? And the bike.
And the bike.
And the cartwheel at the start. There's a bit going on.
It's actually a real thing. It's pretty serious. But it's just that dichotomy of, deep anxiety, putting on a front every day. And that's what the song I was trying to get through.
What does the future hold? What are you doing at the moment?
So it's all a bit up in the air, which I'm sure that most artists would say at the moment. But I'm working. I'm speaking with a producer up in Brisbane, Steve James, who actually produced the Screaming Jets and Of the Likes, similar artist to that, and he's insane. So I'm really looking forward to hopefully getting up there potentially early next year and recording with him. I am supporting Lash 78 in Melbourne on the 22nd of December, and that's a premier artist gig, so that's a good opportunity for me there. It's just sort of, again, getting my name out there, getting to know people, making friends. And
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Hope to see you soon.